matters professionalism. Okay? Sometimes we kind of like to talk about our dating lives and the drama that we go through, but we also go through drama.
You like talking about your dating life. I do not know that.
Yeah, because I've been trying to get into a relationship, but y'all don't don't know what's happening in this place. I don't even want to get into it. Where people think taking you for KFC or buying a bottle of gin or something. Yes, of course I'm looking for love. I'm not looking for someone who says, oh, I'm going to get a booty and then, we'll chill at home. We'll order in some pizza. One, I'm even lactose intolerant. So you're not being romantic by taking me out for pizza or burgers or ice cream.
Wait, what?
I'm lactose intolerant.
You're what?
Yeah, you can look it up. So, matters professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we also go through drama, especially as young entrepreneurs, and not just young entrepreneurs, basically anyone who's like below 35 or like below 30 and you're in business. We go through some social challenges which I would say affect our productivity long term. I've been in business for a while and I had this job come up. And so we talk with this client and we get into meetings, and because we're working as a team, it's not just one person, we're about 6 people in different time zones. Okay? Because Kenyan developers, programmers have a thing, they feel like they should be paid like MPs. I don't know why. You all feel like you should be paid so much. So I outsource. At what I do, I outsource from outside this country. I hope with the TLF we'll be able to get some local programmers and coders and other people on board who are not looking for money but are looking to grow themselves as a brand, as an individual, to grow their skill set. Yeah.
Come to think of it, I had this job once. So this...
Hold. Before we digress, yeah? So I have this contract, I have this client, we have a team. We talk about this project, Of course, I'm not going to disclose too much because we had to do it on an NDA. And we look at the project that this person wants to launch, but it's not viable. And we tell this person, hey, product A that you want to bring in is not viable because there's already county and government systems used to run that sector. And we also have the Private Sector Alliance, which has very strict outlines on how to do it. So for you to come and penetrate in between these two people who are well established, it's going to be very hard. But if you want to pull through with it, it's fine. We will do what you want. Our job as an architect, you will build what your client wants. If you draw a plan, you will draw a plan of what the client wants or what they envisage. So same thing in development. You are providing what the client wants. So we do project plans, layouts. This is equal to an engineer sitting down and planning your house. It's equal to that because it literally shows you everything from where your WC will be to where your bedroom will be to where your sewers will be. We are doing this on a digital scale. We do all this and we talk and we sign a contract. Like on Friday. And they pay a deposit. Monday morning, because the deposit is paid on Friday, Monday morning you're supposed to wake up and get cracking, yeah? After 2 weeks of long discussions, long hours, we are able to now... Do you want to take it? Are you good? Okay. Yeah, so we wake up Monday and this guy sends a text and says, hey, I want to pull out of the project. I want a refund.
That can't happen.
But here's the thing. I didn't realize that I needed a clause in the contract that states whether or not they go through with the project, they should pay for it. I didn't have any clause that protected me as a developer. So while talking to an architect friend of mine, hey, you know yourself. But he's like a really cool friend, and he's an architect. So I tell him about what's going on, and I'm like, yo, I have this client stressing me out. They want a refund, and we've worked for weeks to ensure that their project is able to be launched properly. It's like, for us in construction, there's always a clause that says whether or not they go through the project, they must pay the complete amount agreed upon within the timelines that you had set. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I think everybody needs to incorporate that in other businesses. How many times have you done a logo or something for someone and then they just take off with it?
Actually, I think I learned this the hard way because I've had several situations where a client reaches out to me and they say, I want a logo, I want this, yes? And I give them the price, how to explain this? The price range. And they say, okay, I'm willing to pay this much for such a logo. And so they give me their price range, and I tell them I can deliver this with this amount of revisions. After that, you'll have to pay for every revision. And my stupid ass starts designing without any down payment, only for the client to ghost me. And I'm there, I'm like, I already started the work, why didn't you pay me? And I've also had situations where I tell the client, you need to pay a down payment. They pay the down payment, I start doing the work, and they want a refund, and I tell them no.
And there's no refunds.
There are no refunds. You came to me, I started the job, just because you had second thoughts. I didn't have second thoughts. That's your problem.
One, and another thing, it's the older generation that's not paying us.
Actually,
It's the people who are like over 45. Those are the people who are not paying us. Those are the people who are taking you around in circles. I don't know if they assume we don't need the money, or we don't need
friends and close relatives. Do you know I actually have?
Wait, how many friends or crows? Ha!
Crows.
Ooh, Kiambu surfaces. Ha! I have disappointed
Crows
my
relatives.
village people.
Crows
Wait,
relatives.
a moment of silence for all of us from Nyanza.
I was telling you.
Sacrilege. So,
Sacre bleu.
how dare I shrub in a Kikuyu tent as a Luo? How? Close.
My influence is getting over you.
No. This Kiambu life is too much. I think I need to move back into town. So, where were we? Because now I'm distracted. Why are we always giggling in between things?
I do not know.
Hang on. Wait, if you're watching, can you even remember what you were saying? Well, you need to remind us in the bloody comments, because that's that. And that's that. It's
Wait,
that.
I think we were talking about. I was saying about the client who
friends.
Yeah, friends.
Friends. How many friends, how many close friends, relatives, or anyone in your circle has promoted your business? How many?
None.
Zero, right?
None.
So why are you taking jobs from them? Because I have a very simple thing. If you know me and you're a friend or a relative or an acquaintance,
I have a brother who has
and
promoted
you want to...
My brother actually promoted me.
Anyone else?
No.
See?
Actually,
so why would they come to you and tell you, design this or do this, or they ask you for marketing advice or branding colors or any form of advice? You want to give them this thing. They're not going to give you that job. They're not going to recommend you to anyone. 80% of the time, I'm sorry, not even 80, 90% of the time, your clients are purely strangers who have seen your work and are coming to you, and they will even refer others to you.
Actually,
and within your circle, if they don't want it for free, there's some, I don't know what kind of culture we have around us, but I hope that things change. For my own personal experience, it's like the older guys are the guys who don't pay up. They'll take you around in circles. It's like, I don't know, they assume we don't need the money or we have no use for it. It's like a child asking you for 10,000 bob. Let's say a child in class 1 asking you for $100. You're not really going to give them that, because you'll be like, what are you doing with all that money? So I feel like these ninjas who are like, who on the 50s, you do a job, they don't want to pay you, because I think they're looking at you like, so 30,000. Oh, hiyo ni pesa mingi, mpatie 5 kwanza.
I think ever since I started my business, a year or two down the line, I actually solidified the decision to emancipate myself from my own family. Because I think, was it last year, my own family had an occasion, and they needed the whole occasion documented. So posters, recording, the whole works, yeah? I have the gear. Is it a camera? Is it a drone? Storage, editing skills, I have it. But they outsourced it. And I'm there like, okay.
I thought we were together in this.
They were polite enough to ask me. But it was so vague, I didn't know what they were asking. I never got the job. I was like, okay, young niggas don't even care.
It's not that they don't care, they do care, but we come from... Wait, I don't know, do we have like a few minutes? Because this is like mind-blowing wisdom I'm about to lay out here. So here's the thing, we were colonized, and in essence, what was happening was that the richer people, or the people who associated with the colonizers, were grabbing everything that was seemingly attractive or useful. Right? It was grabbing land for yourself and your family, grabbing land as the white people, grabbing. So we have been brought into a system of, I want to take for me as much as I can. And we've all grown into that selfishness. I don't know if it'll take like 100 other years before we move on from that kind of mindset where we have a cake. If I'm allowed to cut it first, to cut my piece, and there's no one else in the room, like you walk in and cut your piece, you walk in and cut your piece, and you're not going to know who cut what piece, you're going to want to cut the biggest chunk.
Yeah.
This is psychologically ingrained from our historical injustices, and it's trickled down right into our families, where you have a job, you have an opportunity, you know that this child or this person can do it, but no, I'd rather outsource someone else and then tell these people it's 20,000 but pay 8,000 and keep the difference. Yet this is your family or this is your friend. Like, we agree, let's go buy something. I want to go buy this thing, but I'm going to come and inflate the price just to...
I don't think it's only in family alone.
No, it's not just family. That's what I'm saying. It's a societal problem. It's actually, I don't know if it's just Kenya, but here in Kenya, there's so much selfishness. I want for me. Yeah, given the chance, I want to have the biggest chunk, even before my brother or my best friend or anybody has it. That's why even people keep opportunities. You see an opportunity, let's say like you can sell books on Amazon Kindle without being a publisher. You don't need a publisher. Kindle can do that for you. Yeah, but people are not talking about that. When you see online and you're scrolling and they're like, oh, ways to make money. You're not going to see someone who's telling you how to apply a practical skill that will make you earn. They will tell you how to go waste your time around or cut and trim videos and re-upload on YouTube, and then you'll make money and then your channel will grow from reposts. You don't need to show your face. No. Instead of them telling you, hey, do you know what? You could actually take some transcripts from YouTube, make them into a book, post them on Amazon Kindle books. Amazon will print, publish, and ship to your client. You can do this from home, from your phone, from wherever. Okay, no, you need a PC, but still, yeah?
You need a PC?
Yeah? This information, the people who know it are gatekeeping it. It's like they don't want anyone else to know about it. Why? Because of that selfishness. Nobody wants to be inclusive. No one wants to... I would rather we share a meal as a community and move on than... We go to a party. How many times have you gone to a party, to a wedding, to a funeral, to a church, to any public event, and you've seen women, I don't know if men do this, but you've seen women pack away a party in a casaviet.
So many times.
Carry a soda, put a soda in a water bottle.
I once worked in what do you call it? Outside catering.
Yes.
And it happens so many times.
Exactly. And when that person is taking their chapati or their extra to keep away, do you see them caring about how many people have not eaten? No. Because it's such a sick mindset that we have, and I've not seen it anywhere else in this world. It's a totally sick mindset where we are all just for, I want to have what I can have as much as I can have without having to share.
I think, was it in 2016? We had this event, so I was part of the outside catering, and there were so many people, but people were like doubling up on the line, to a point the actual guests, the people who were supposed to attend, those are the people from the rural areas, from the girls' side.
Yeah.
So the dude.
So it's like a ratio, a wedding.
No, it was an actual wedding.
Okay.
So the wedding started early. They sent a bus
to pick up
the grandma, her relatives, bring them to the wedding.
Yeah.
By the time they got to the wedding, the only thing that was left was watermelon and jahe.
See what I'm talking about?
That's the only. And we had, before we started, we had people lining up with 4 plates. Like, how the fuck are you going to carry all these plates? No, napelekea. This one is for Nani, this one is for Nani, this one is for. And, well, we couldn't do anything because we were hired to do the service. All you have to do is just put the food on the plate. You just keep putting. So by the time these people reached there, the only thing that was left was black beans and watermelon. There was no chapati, there was no rice, there was no
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, we have to stop that. I don't know if it would take a whole other century for us. Do you know, we are the only race that refers to ourselves as blacks.
Wait, what?
We're the only race that still talks about slavery.
Wait, what?
Have you ever had an Indian saying, us Indian people? Us Asian people? Have you ever had them? Us white people?
No.
No. We're the only ones who do that. So unfortunately, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing and say, I hope us black people start considering ourselves as people and move on from that slavery, depreciated, grabbed kind of mindset, because it's not helping us. It's making us more and more selfish. Okay. We are the worst slave masters ever. Ushaona venye watu utesana. Even in families, even in housemaid and whatever here in Africa.
Yeah. See.
Even at work, someone wants you to work 14, 16 hours, but they want to pay you 5,000. Why? Just because you've not turned 20 and you're working in their restaurant or in their salon or in their car wash. It's like they've turned you into some sort of processor that just stays there and works and works.
They're only paying for maintenance.
Yeah.
They're not paying you a salary. They're paying.
I would like to see a day when all these people running around with so-called manifestos are talking about things that actually matter.
Like a minimum wage.
Yeah, like patenting ideas.
Yeah.
In other places, if you have an idea and it's an original, they will patent it for you. Here in Kenya, if you have an original, the next big person is going to find a way to squeeze it out of you. Even if they have to wow you with like, yo, here is 500 million. You're like, okay, fine, just take the idea, it's fine. You know what, I'm fine with it, I'm fine. Now, and there's no one sitting on that board of directors telling you, not even your own lawyers, not even your own family, not even your own friends telling you, yo, why don't you take stock in the company? Why not go for equity instead of this money you got? Go for 2% equity in this M-Pesa thing you built.
I think we are our worst enemies.
No, I just think we need to move on beyond slavery, colonialism. We need to stop being at a Black History Month. When did you hear Asian History Month?
Wait.
When did you hear white?
Wait, there's a Black History Month?
Yeah.
Which is?
I think in February or March. But who else did you ever hear have a History Month?
Wait,
at a Caucasian History Month, Hispanic History Month.
Espanol.
But whoever.
Espanol.
So we as a people, I would say we need to kind of grow up. I think we've been babied so long. We were babied and then we were bullied. So now we're like a confused adolescent. We need to move past adolescence and now become people who actually care. If I see an opportunity, you should be the first person I call for any videography gigs I get. Yeah? Like, I should even be offended if they don't want to give you the job. Because this is my person.
It doesn't have, well, in real life, like, I've been in situations where I've pitched an idea to a huge company and told them what I could do.
Yeah, they will implement it. They don't need you.
No, listen. I told them what I can do, showed them a pilot. Is it a pilot? Like a prototype.
Yeah.
And I gave them a proposal. Only for them to go back and hire someone else who does a shadier job. And
they don't mind it.
I'm like, okay, I'm sure this guy charged you.
Before we close off this one has gone for long. It's like the other day. I'm not going to mention who, where, how. How are you selling lamb?
What?
Let's say you're selling lamb meat, or let's say fish, okay? You're selling fish products. You're selling fish fillet, you're selling red snapper, you're selling tilapia, you're selling Nile perch, selling shrimp.